All right, this video is going to go over question 7. The partially completed table that follows shows the distribution of scores on the AP Stats exam for a class of students. All right, so we have values 1 through 5, and we have all the probabilities except for a score of 3. All right, so before we look at the rest of the question, let's just figure out what the missing probability is. Okay, we know that the sum of all the probabilities must equal 1. Okay. So if we add up the 4 probabilities that we know and subtract that from 1, we'll get the missing probability. All right, so 10 plus 20 plus 25 plus 15 is 70%. And so the missing probability here is going to be 30%. All right, so now we've got the complete sample space, I guess, if you will. All right, so select a student from the class at random. If the student earned a score of 3 or higher on the AP exam, then what is the probability that the student scored a 5? All right, so I'm not a big fan of the way that they phrase this question, but basically what they're asking here is find the probability that the score was a 5 given that the score was greater than or equal to 3. Okay, so it's really a conditional probability. Normally you can tell because they'll use the word given in this question. They don't use given. They use a if then statement. They don't even use then. They just say if. Okay. So to figure out this probability, we basically need to find the probability of both of these things occurring, meaning the score was greater than or equal to 3 and a 5, divided by the probability of just the condition, which is that the score is greater than or equal to 3. Right. So if a student were to get a score greater than or equal to 3 and get a score of 5 at the same time, then the only possible outcome is that they got a 5. Okay, so the probability of them satisfying both of these is just 15%. Okay. And the probability of getting a score of 3 or greater is 70%, right? It's 30 plus 25 plus 15, so 70%. Okay. So of the 70% of students who get a 3 or higher, 15% of them actually end up getting a 5. This ratio simplifies to 0.2142. Okay, and that matches choice B.